Welcome back, you, I guess, filthy Diablo players, exilers, whatever you want to call yourselves these days. Nah, jokes. All right, welcome back, everyone. So, obviously, I'm working away at the moment, but I did see that there was a pretty big patch for D4. Now, one of my gripes with D4 has been the level of XP gain that you get from doing pretty much anything. It was horrifically bad and grindy as all hell. Anyway, I gave it a quick test, and this is what we're going to do in this video: is we're going to load up a nightmare dungeon T6 at level 60, which is about where I got to, and I just gave up. And then have a look and see what the new XP effect is. So just looking through the notes, and again, like, you would think, like, for such a big patch, right? They got all these bug fixes at the very top, and they're trying to sort of pull your attention away from it. Such a significant change to Diablo, but significantly increase the experience awarded for completing nightmare dungeons, and also gained from killing monsters in nightmare dungeons. Now, I'm not too concerned by a Helltide chest. Like, there are some pretty cool drops you can get from there, makes it more enticing. Increase the reward experience from whispering quests, which are from the tree once you complete the campaign, for anyone who hasn't completed the campaign yet. Not really worried about this. These are the two that I'm actually concerned about, that I want to test out here, because these are the two that you're going to do the most. Now, the other thing too to bear in mind is you can now automatically travel to dungeons, because like mapping in Path of Exile or anything else, or, was it monoliths in Last Epoch and things like that, you pretty much want to be able to get straight into the fray. Previously, with trying to do dungeons, one of the things that made it even harder to get into was the fact that you had to travel to every bloody dungeon, as opposed to being able just to get into the damn dungeon straight away and farm it. So anyway, let's load one up and have a look at this and see what the effect of these patch notes actually are, so we can actually see it in play and the effect that it has when you're playing. And sort of bearing some points in note, I stopped playing the game at level 60 because I got so frustrated with the XP grind. However, in playing one dungeon, Nightmare Dungeon, just before at World Tier 3, it's actually pretty palatable, and probably would earn the notion of I would recommend. It still needs a bit of work in the end game, but I got a fair bit of work, but it's actually playable now at this stage. And why they didn't do this initially, I don't quite know. Well, I know why, but either way, we're not going to get into conspiracy theories at this stage. Let's test it out and have a look at it. Okay, so off the cuff, like, this is how it works now. But alright, so you would go to your consumables. Previously, you would have to travel to one of these. So you activate, let's say, a level 6 sigil, or a tier 6 sigil. Right, that's where I got to. So I'm about level 60, and I'm leveling up. Now, you can now just go straight to the Nightmare Dungeon. So this is our Nightmare Dungeon here that we just activated. So now we have this function, we just go straight and travel to it, which is actually really good inclusion. Makes it a lot more efficient, makes it more enjoyable to play dungeons as well, because you can just, like, crank dungeons like it's going out of fashion. Party play becomes a lot easier as well. One thing I would say, like, you still have to go into the dungeon. Like, they could have just made it so it automatically spawned you in the dungeon, but I can understand why they would make it so that you would need to go into the dungeon so you could corral your party and whatever at the dungeon. So that's not even an issue. The big thing here is actually the XP from playing dungeons moving forward. So if we take note, this is where the bar is at 1803, or 1.8 mil, right? So this is my Bleed Thorns Barbarian that I'm hopefully now going to be able to pick up and play. And just take note of the XP gain. It's much quicker than what it was. So if we have a look now, so we're up like 50k, which isn't too bad. The other thing too is it seems like there's more stuff spawning as well in maps. Makes it a lot more satisfying when mapping. So we've done nearly 120,000 XP already, which we would have never been able to do previously in the way that it was previously set up, and the amount of XP that you garnered then. So we're up, what's that, 258,000? Alright. And there we go, like, the map's done there. So with that, basically we can say, so you're going to make in a tier 6 nightmare, nightmare dungeon, you're almost looking at half a like, so to level up, you're looking at, what's that, quadrants of 4, 8. You're looking at 8 nightmare dungeons to get to level 61 from level 60. Obviously, there's a diminishing gain, but you would increase the dungeon level based on your increase in level. So it's actually really efficient now. And from a gameplay satisfaction point, I would say that this would be worth playing. Or at least worth level grinding. You're going to get to like higher tier levels, so you can get to the capstone dungeons after level 70 to play world tier 4, and then get to your end game much quicker, which is something that I had heavy criticism about previously, but it looks like they fixed it. So anyway, that's basically what it looks like with the new XP gains, sort of showing you in the live, how the XP sort of levels up and how much quicker it is, which is significantly so. Anyway, if you want to see more D4 content, I would make more content now, because I can actually tentatively play the game, because the leveling system's not too bad. So hit me up in the comments below. But anyway, until next time, for more content on Path of Exile and I guess Diablo 4 as we go down the line, don't forget to like and sub, and I'll see you guys later.